All right, all right. Welcome to Marketing Strategy Lab, and this is Jeff Koga, and this is the show notes for episode 16. And this is all about a case study, the 100,000 comment Facebook campaign that Jason ran for one of our clients, actually, man. It was a brilliant, brilliant campaign, and we can't really disclose who it was, but it's actually in the music industry. Actually, he's not a rapper, but actually what? Country singer, okay? And it was pretty cool. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you check it out. But one thing that I want you guys to take away from is that Facebook is actually going to make a change in the terms and services where you cannot do those types of campaigns anymore. So again, it's one of those things where I talk about on our show a lot. It's all about speed of implementation because things are changing so quickly, right? Some of the stuff that used to work a year ago, 2 years ago, or even 6 months ago is no longer working. So this window of opportunity to be able to execute something is like can close instantaneously. So you have to make sure that you go execute and do this before your competition. Now, especially if you're in a startup phase of your business, that's very, very easy because as you start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it becomes much more difficult for you to make those changes rapidly unless you actually stay strategic and you have the strategies in place so you can go execute that. And it all boils down to the same concept that I constantly tell every single one of my clients, and even you guys, the listener, is that all businesses that are having cash flow problems and having income problems and cash flow, because all business is about cash flow management. So if it's a lack of cash flow or no cash flow at all, it all is a strategy problem. It's not a tactic problem, right? So it's kind of like if someone is broke, it doesn't mean that they're just broke, okay? Yeah, it means that they don't have any money, okay? But it's more of a mentality, right? Because if someone says broke, then that means it's a mentality problem. It's a strategy problem. You get what I'm saying? And being broke is an actual end result. Okay, so again, it's a strategy problem. So if someone has lack of sales and no income, then the problem is deeper than that. So that's why you have to actually try to analyze to figure out where the root cause of that problem is. And once you figure out that root cause, you got to make little adjustments, okay, with the least amount of effort. And then when you make those adjustments, you got to track those adjustments and then actually try to quantify the results from that, okay? And you can see some of our case studies that we've done earlier on with smaller businesses where all we did was one small little tweak and we allowed them to increase revenue very rapidly. Same thing as like the yoga studio that I talked about in one of our earlier case studies where we helped them make payroll from that particular campaign. But this one, the 100,000 campaign, the 100,000 comments that we got on Facebook was awesome. Okay, so we're going to be test driving a lot of these campaigns, especially for our clients and even our own business, running these type of unique campaigns on Facebook, and especially with the power of Facebook now, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So again, constantly take away from what we're stating to you is that all businesses that are having cash flow problems or no cash flow at all means that they have not a tactic problem but a strategy problem. And making sure that you evaluate your strategy. And there's only about 3 ways that you can evaluate strategy. One, you got to learn it on your own and say, oh, what works, what doesn't work, okay, which is I think is works for most people, okay. But the other way is what? Have a board of advisor. Okay, on your team. Board of advisor of people in different niches that does not have equitable interest in your company or some type of interest in your company. Because if they have interest in your company, they're going to give you biased advice, okay? So make sure that they don't have that. And then from there, make sure you take their advice, okay? Now, obviously, if you don't like certain things, then you can, up to you if you want to go execute or not. But typically, if they're a lot smarter than you and you set up your board of advisor correctly, then 9 out of 10 times what they're telling you is absolutely correct. If they say, hey, your cockamamie idea of a product launch, say, hey, this is what I want to do, they're going to say you're an idiot, then listen to them. Don't go execute that, okay? As I said, there's in multiple episodes that there's been more countless times where I've made more money from actually saying no than saying yes, okay? So that's what I got for you on this episode. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. We send out all these types of crazy marketing campaigns that we're currently doing where we don't post them on our blog. And the reason why we don't do that is because we don't want people to screw some stuff up. Like, for example, our email list is fairly small right now, so we're going to be releasing these earlier on right now as our email list starts building. And as we get to a certain point, our magical goal right now currently is 5,000. So once we get to 5,000, then we're going to stop sending this out to our new people that go on, our people that currently sign up right now. We absolutely love you, especially if you left us a comment, stuff like that. So we're going to have a long bond and relationship with y'all, but make sure you sign up. So go on the blog, marketingstrategylab.com, put your name and email in there. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. And this is Jeff Koga, and I am signing out, and I'll see you on another episode.